And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Goldberg from Mark Vlogs Watches. I would like to thank you for joining me today. This is going to be a live stream, and I will be chit-chatting with the punters, reprobates, punters, and watch obsessive who will be populating the gallery any minute. Now, if you've tuned in for Watch Talk, thank you for joining us. If this is something you're watching on YouTube, post it up after the fact. You are not watching it live. The first few minutes are going to be annoying, because I'm going to summon the rancher. I'm going to rub the mug. I'm going to be engaging in all sorts of hijinks, welcoming the punters into the room. And there's already 13 of you crazy people here. So I'll be chit-chatting with you guys in a minute. And then we're going to start talking watches. But so yeah, if you get annoyed at the first couple minutes of waffling, well, it's probably going to be 40 minutes of waffling. But if you get annoyed, then just scrub ahead 3, 4, 5 minutes and you'll get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Valen Grey Moon is first, as always. Blue Shirt Buddha, I know you're going to cheat on me, but thank you for joining me. Edward M. Wesley Martin, Phil Tomlinson, and 23 others of you people. You are not well. You are not well. However, you are the Watch Illuminati, and I thank you for joining me in this pregame Nanza, if you will. It is not necessary for you to super chat, but it is appreciated, and it goes directly to the Dog Food Fund. Okay, guys. Now, this is a mug, okay? But this is not just any coffee mug. Now, when I play with it like this, I know that there is a rancher somewhere in Oklahoma getting a stiffy, because what he's hoping is that I'll drop it. And he has gone so far as to offer my partner pretty damn good money to sneak into this room and smash this mug, because it is the rubbing of the mug, as I am currently doing, and sometimes the smacking of it, that summons the rancher, brings him forward, and I use it to my own advantage when I want to bring him onto Archie Luxury Against as well. Oh, look who we have here. Look who we have here.
Oh, God. Is he starting early? Jesus.
No, this is me and you, just me and you, Clyde. But watch. What do you think, Clyde? What would happen if I just drop. You know what? I want to learn to juggle so I can juggle coffee mugs. And then you'll be just sitting there going, drop it. Clyde, I think it was a little bit rude of you to offer Satan's kitten $100 to break this, but he's no dummy. He negotiated that fee way upwards from there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Mm. So what's his PayPal address?
I'll never tell. K9shrink@AOL.com. Okay, guys. Clyde, I'm going to have a look at the comments here today. I want to talk a little bit to the punters, because yesterday I did a live stream. I didn't have the chance to do that. But there are a few comments and questions from viewers and subscribers that we might want to answer.
Comments or peanuts?
Yeah, both. Comments, peanuts, questions.
Comments.
Damashine joins us with an amazing collection. If there is anybody who has an amazing collection of Rolex, it would be Damashine. He owns everything that you could humanly own, and then in triplicate. So, Damashine, I know you're younger than me, but I would like to know if I emancipate myself from my parents, both still living, thank God, would you be willing to adopt me? What do you think? Clyde, is that legal? In the state of Oklahoma, where you are an honorable member of the bar, can somebody adopt somebody, a human being who's over the age of majority?
I've never really looked it up. I think it should be possible.
All right. Well, let me know. We might need to look into this. I want to be adopted by Damashine under the laws and under the laws of the great state of Oklahoma.
Is he in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. Romy 360 says, "Hey Mark, tell me the one Invicta that you would buy. Don't lie, there has to be one." No, I mean, I own Rolex. Why do I, no. I mean, remember all those videos, Clyde, where I shot watches?
You also own Zen.
Well, yeah, I do. But Zen at least has its own design and its own sort of vibe. And I feel like, I don't know, the thing that offends me about, he said Invicta. Okay. For some reason I got,
Twilight.
No, what's that other one I don't like? Come on, Clyde. The one that just fakes Rolex. Gunther owns it.
Oh,
that one. Steinhardt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got confused. I thought we were talking Steinhardt.
How do you feel about McCanus?
I don't know anything about him. Don't know anything about it. But I will say Invicta. No, I've never seen an Invicta that I would want. Although, okay, didn't Invicta buy Glycine, Clyde? I think they bought Glycine.
You
So
know what the difference is between ignorance and apathy?
Bunch of vowels and a few consonants.
I don't know, and I don't care.
That's a good one. Well, you know about the lady. Never mind. This is a terrible joke. I don't want to tell it. Invicta bought Glycine. I'm pretty sure about this, and I would watch Crazy says that they bought them in 2014. So yeah. So the Invicta I would want would be a Glycine combat sub for like whatever.
I haven't really had a chance to prepare for any serious watch talk because I was expecting to be summoned to the other channel.
Well, you will be, but just not yet. We'll get there. What do you guys think of the marathon? JDD says Cowboy Swami. I have one, and it's my second one. That is I have a review of it from way back when. You should probably just go onto my channel and go scroll to the end and look for the marathon JDD review. I had it.
Are you divesting yourself of some excess or spare Rolex?
I'm spare everything, and I'll have to think about that JDD. Here's the thing, Clyde. I had a JDD. It's a marathon jumbo day date. It's got tritium tubes. It's like 46 millimeters, 18 millimeters thick. It is a monstrosity of a watch. Day date complication though. I really like it. It's just big and thick and heavy, much like Archie. And it's a little hard to wear, but it's really impressively cool. So. I missed it. I was marathon JDD list for a couple of years, and then I bought another one. And I don't know. I might end up keeping that one.
I see.
Yeah. So my answer to the JDD is: if you've got a 7-inch or greater wrist, go for it. If your wrist is under 7 inches, it's going to look ridiculous on you. If you got an 8-inch wrist, it's going to look fine. 7 1/4 inch wrist like me, it'll be like you could pull it off, but it might look a little.
Absolutely horrid.
Well, a lot of people think that. So, Clyde, I want to look. There was a comment left for me on a video that I thought was an interesting one.
Yes.
And so I'm going to look through some of these. We've been talking about my divestiture of Rolex. There's a bunch of Rolex I will sell. And my previous video called "I'm Selling My Rolex." We'll tell you a little bit about which those are. I forgot to talk about the Yachtmaster 40 millimeter. I'm inclined to keep that. What do you think?
Is that a blue dial? I think
it is. Yeah, it's the blue dial.
Gotta love the blue dial. You gotta love the blue dial.
I have a thing for.
To be honest, now however, here's what I think. If you're going to keep that one, then that means you're going to probably get rid of the James Cameron. In turn,
ouch.
Yeah, and in turn, if you get a Skydweller blue dial, the Yachtmaster will probably go.
Well, okay, let's examine your premise because I think it might be, that might be a false premise that we're going to examine. Let me get the rubber glove so I can examine your premise. Well, I can have 2 blue dialed watches in the collection, Clyde. I don't need to get rid of a James Cameron just because I got a Yachtmaster, right? And they're such vastly different watches, 44 versus 40 millimeters.
Completely honest with you, I love butt fuckers.
Clyde, pay attention here. Don't make me spill you out. I don't know if the punters know this, but if I turn this cup upside down, Clyde's just like poof, he disappears in a puff of smoke. So I've got the ability to make him go, but I've also got the ability to rub him and make him come.
Oh.
Well, deny it. Come at me, bro. Fight me on this one.
Wait, come on, you?
No, that's not what I said. Okay, so no, the James Cameron. We talked about this yesterday in the live stream. I'm keeping it, but I will sell us the Sea Dweller 43 millimeter. Now, mind you guys, all of this is pending what's going to happen on September 1st when Rolex makes their announcements, right? Because if the Yachtmaster line gets discontinued altogether, well, it's not going to happen. But if it did, then that Yachtmaster becomes more of a keeper, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I tend to agree here with Val and Gray Moon. It's more like if I had to choose between them, I would keep the James Cameron because that's a limited edition, and the iteration I have, the 11660, it's discontinued. So it's, it is no more, not to be had.
If you take value out of it.
Oh, the dial on it is spectacular. I like them both a very great deal. So here's what I think. I think I keep them both. They're so different. It's not just blue dial. The James Cameron is the biggest, baddest, meanest, fattest, heaviest Rolex made in steel sports in production ever. It makes me feel like Andy Hunter when I wear that watch. I just feel like a manly man that should be wearing a cowboy hat with a swagger. Don't you think?
Right.
Like I just came up with the manliest man I could think of, which was short notice, Clyde. I didn't have a lot of time to do research. Not so much with the hello, how are you? Look, I'm wearing a James Cameron.
Hello, how are you?
Life is hard. Okay, so the JC makes me feel like a rough and tumble man. It's a manly watch, but I like it too. And but the Yo Park, Mr. Park, how are you? So glad to see you. And don't cut the hair, man. Just keep the hair. It's like David Goliath, Samson. Yeah, you're like Samson. Don't cut the hair. Don't let any bitch cut your hair. So, and yet, but the Yachtmaster, it's a little more delicate, but it's still kind of meaty. It's like dense. It's a small thing, but it's kind of meaty, elegant case size, not a super case, but it has a maxi dial, so it's easy to read. Has a fidget spinner on it, which is made of platinum, Clyde. It's made of solid chunk of platinum, so it's heavy, that little booger.
Right.
Well, but it's unidirectional and it doesn't click real loud, so that's a downside, but still platinum.
Yeah, exactly. Which isn't that a very soft metal?
Platinum is a funny metal. It is. It's not a very soft metal, but it's not a very hard metal either. But there's something about its properties, the way its molecules and atoms align. If you scratch gold, typically what will happen is a peel of it will come off like you were scratching cheese, and it just goes. So if you gouge gold, a gold watch, you lose a chunk of gold. If you gouge platinum, it's like running your finger across hot butter. It just moves the molecules, but they don't like fly off. And so in service, a really skilled platinum worker can just move them all back, those molecules back to where they were. So that's why a lot of ladies' engagement rings and wedding rings, which have diamonds set into them, are set into platinum rather than white gold because they hold up better.
It's also a hell of a lot heavier.
So a guy by the name of Eugene Tan. Oh, actually, let me back up to your heavier comment. Clyde, I tried on the day date, the platinum day date with that blue waffle dial at the AD. The AD that I go to is James & Sons in Orland Park. And they're in Indiana and the city of Chicago also. But I go to the Orland Park location. Call Brian. He will be nice to you. I can't say that that's true at every AD, but I know that these guys are, they're nice they're very good people to deal business with. And, but what I know is, and they have a bunch of day dates they got a few day dates in recently, but they let me try on a platinum one. And first, I was struck by the beauty of it. It has the smooth bezel, not the fluted bezel. That's the platinum on the day. But the weight of it was stunning. I mean, stunning to the point where, well, I don't know if you could really wear that. I mean, me anyway. I don't know if I could really carry it off. It was just, do you get used to something that heavy? I wonder.
Well, here locally, like I said, there was a selenium. And of course,
selenium.
Yeah, basically, it's a platinum Selene.
Wow, no kidding.
It also has a mother of pearl dial.
That'd be pretty. A selenium. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, Rolex doesn't have exhibition cases. They actually put precious metal on the back of the watches, which is about the only non-cunty thing they think they do ever.
Actually, the Selene Prince, or is it Cellini? I always said Selene, but a lot of people say Cellini. What do you think?
Tomato.
So on the Cellini, Selene, the Prince has a display case back.
And a lot of people it's supposedly Submariner, not Submariner.
Yeah, well, that's
a Submariner. Submariner is someone in a submarine.
That's baloney right there. Is a Submariner.
A Submariner is someone who is not really the best sailor.
Do your job, Clyde.
Yes. Okay. Super chat.
Thank you.
Super chat.
Here we go. Trying to imitate the Pondo. Joe Money. Hey man, it's Joe Money. Steel Rolex is for paupers. Buy gold and platinum. Steel Rolex is not for paupers. It's freaking expensive, and it's made of unobtainium, which is a term that Clyde introduced me to. But you can't get that stuff. So no, this stupid Hulk. This is at retail plus tax. It's $10,000. I don't think that's paupers money. And Joe, if you're made out of money, then what's with $2? You could have been 20.
Yeah,
but thank you for that.
That's not going to buy a lot of dog food.
You know, hey, it'll buy something. We're happy to have it. But okay, so remember the 87 people in this room right now. You don't have to super chat, but it helps, and it goes straight to the dog food fund. Okay, so
and every dollar that you super chat makes
a puppy.
Cry.
Makes Archie. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Clyde, you're a genius.
So you should only super chat unless you love Mark or unless you really hate Archie.
All right. Let's leave poor Archie alone. We'll be going on there in a minute. Okay. So that platinum, I wish I could have weighed it, but you know what it felt like? It felt like it was maybe between 250 and 300 grams. Okay. And for reference, this is 157 grams. So.
Well, and that selenium, it's just it's a nothing little watch. It's small size, really.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how heavy it was.
Yeah. It's such a dense metal. They say if you were to aggregate all the gold that's mined every year, it would fill train cars. But if you were to aggregate all of the platinum that is mined and refined on an annual basis, it would be the size of a refrigerator, a big, just like a big refrigerator, but that's it.
Now, do you think watches should reflect the personalities of their owners?
I think you should buy what you like, and what you like is going to shift and change. But I'm certain that this was a loaded question, and somewhere in there is a poisoned claw. So go ahead, Clyde, sink it in.
Well, if so, shouldn't you get a platinum watch since it is a very dense metal?
Me or Archie?
I'm actually trying the insult out on you.
Doesn't work good. I know you like me. So, however, I approve. I do approve of this message. I think that would be one of those ones where Archie goes, "Wait, what? Huh?"
No.
It'd take him a minute, right? And then he'd say, "Oxley stayed high."
See what happens. Actually, the horns are little receptacles, so they fill the insult going over his head, and it.
Well, you're thinking of them as antenna. I've explained this to you time and time again. But I never really talked to the punters about this. Clyde, I'm going to tell the punters my theory about the horns. And
now, if you're going to say they're growling handlebars, that's my line.
No, that's yours. I don't think that's true either, because he just doesn't have too much opportunity to use them. So if that's what they were, they would be vestigial, and they would be like drying up and falling off, from lack of use. I think they are Archie's last two good ideas trying to escape out of his brain. That's what I think. They're his last two good ideas. Like, pay my bills, be responsible, pay my bills, love my children. Those are his last two good ideas, just trying to get out of there. Okay.
I didn't think Archie's had ideas that were that big, really.
Well, they're not that big, Clyde. They're very small little ideas. Okay. So Dan says, thanks for putting together the live streams. You enjoy them. I am glad you do. Ron the Shrink says, Archie's horns are what killed the dinosaurs. Yankee Doodle says, I love you, but Archie gets my money. That's fine. I'm just glad you're here, Yankee Doodle. So
Yankee Doodle wants to know, what will AC3's mood be like today? Well, Yankee Doodle, if you super chat, we'll let you know.
Actually, you could just go on and watch for yourself. According to Blue Shirt, he goes on at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's if he's on time. So, who knows if he ever really will quite be on time. I wouldn't.
Minotaur's on time. Simply the fifth.
It's not about the money. It's my passion. So, okay, listen, Eugene.
His passion is all about the money.
Eugene, that's a good point. Eugene's comment was, hi, Mark. How do you overcome the OCD of dropping a Rolex on the floor? And I've been meaning, I actually want to make a whole video about this, but except for the problem is it'd be such a stupid, quick, fast little video that I'd have to vamp for like 10 minutes, which probably is like every one of my videos that I ever made, right? But I think what he means is there's a lot of layers to OCD and dropping your Rolex on the floor. Well, first, there's the OCD of worrying that you will or that you might. So that's one thing. The next thing is if you ever have, then do you ever get over it? Do you ever look at that watch the same? So we'll start there. Let's start with a dropped watch.
Like that new car, like that brand new car with that first car door ding.
You know what? Weirdly, I am generally speaking relieved when that first door ding happens because like we got it over with. And I don't have to worry about it being perfect anymore. That's how I am with a car, but I'm not nearly as OCD and picky with my cars, as with my watches. So first, Clyde, have you ever dropped a watch?
One of the things I wish you weren't OCD about, your mugs.
No. I take very good care of my mugs. Okay, so
I'm thirsty all of a sudden.
The art of training your dog, if you on pre-order right now, and if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to my P.O. box, which I'll stick in the description of this video, then I'll send you a signature to tack into your book. Okay, so Clyde, so pre-order now. Wherever books are sold. Clyde, have you ever dropped a watch?
Yes, I have.
Now, let's take, did you drop it on carpet, tile, wood, tabletop? What
Very within a foot on my desk.
You dropped it from a foot above your desk. And okay. And do you care to tell us what watch it was? What watch did you drop?
It was on camera even. It was the Speedy 321.
So because I was going to say, my next question was going to be, did you keep that watch? But you did, because I know you still have that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you look at it funny after that? Like, did you worry about it? Did you put it through a timing test to make sure it was okay?
Well, first of all, I changed my drawers.
Well, you're talking about your underpants, I believe you mean, right?
Yes.
Now, actually, this is a good moment to ask the question then, Clyde. Tidy whities or boxers?
Tidy whities.
I'm so surprised. Serious?
Well, they started out white.
I got to be honest with you. I am very, man of your age and stature and tidy whities. I wouldn't have called that one. I would have definitely said you were a Hanes Boxers, kind of.
There's so many things about me you don't know. Well,
apparently, because I would have thought that you would. I would have thought you kind of appreciate the feeling of freedom, that you would get within boxers versus the tuck, that you would get from a tidy whitey. But
now, Run the Shrink also has a good point. Archie Thorns are two tumors that were too disgusted to enter his brain.
I think it's stuff trying to get out. Well, if you think Ron the Shrink has a good idea, he also says that boxers are the way to go, not even boxer briefs. And I tend to, boxer briefs are neither fish nor fowl. It's like a ladyboy. It's not. Pick one. Go whole hog. Okay. So back to the drop watch. Yeah. Like every time you handle that watch, do you look at it and go, I dropped you, you son of a bitch? Or are you over it?
I'm over it. As a matter of fact, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. And the only reason I remembered it is just like, yeah. And,
okay.
And people who were watching that live stream were like, just basically could see the, oh, shit.
I understand. Well, all right. Now, have you ever dropped any other watch?
It's not like I ever Vingtonier to watch. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, now that was a proper drop for the punchers, for the viewers. Tan was letting Jin handle his new Patek, and Jin dropped it.
It wasn't a world time. It may have been an annual calendar, which is a pretty damn complicated watch.
Yeah, and it was a pretty good drop.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't like a manual one Calatrava,
but it was a service. I mean, it required a service, and if I recall the story, Jim,
no, it did not require.
Oh, all right.
It did not require a service, but he
offered
anything, but he dropped into like a thick rubber pad on the top of the
it could be worse. Listen, let me tell you guys,
You're forgetting about Vincent, however, dropping his Explorer on the bathroom.
Oh yeah, in the bathroom, and where it shattered the crystal.
Yeah.
So that was a service, and if I recall, his service cost it was about $650, but I don't remember if that was U.S. or Canadian.
Well, if it was Canadian, so it's like what, $20?
Something like that. How many loons? Anyway, look, I dropped the bathroom, guys. The bathroom is the single most dangerous place for your watch of any kind, and the reason is that it's wet, it's slippery, and typically speaking, you're going to have a very hard floor surface in there, such as tile, ceramic tile, porcelain. People don't have carpet in the bathroom, so there's a lot. Or marble. I have like marble countertops on my vanity, so there's just a lot of them.
And also, if you want Mark to stay until 7:00, please super chat $20.
So there's a lot of hard, wet, slippery surfaces in the bathroom. That's one thing. Now, I'm going to tell you guys straight up that, like, I wear a watch everywhere for everything. I don't usually. I usually in the summer I take showers. In the winter I'll take. What is that? Jeez. In the winter I'll get in the bathtub. For all of that, I'm wearing a watch. I sleep in a watch. I bathe in a watch. I do everything in a watch.
And wears a new watch everywhere for everything.
So when I get out of the shower, water has gotten behind the watch. And so typically what I want to do is I want to like dry underneath it. And on my wrist there, it just feels kind of, wet. And if it's winter, it feels cold. I'm in the Chicago area, so I feel kind of cold. And so once
blesses the water on his watch. Once protect the watch.
Once I dropped and I was always careful, how I did it, take the watch off, hold it carefully in my hands and, dab it and then put it right back on. But, you never know when you're going to have a fumble, like, like a spasm. And I did. And it wasn't a Rolex, but it was a mighty nice watch. Went up in the air and straight down on the ground and hit the tile floor in my bathroom. And I was like, well, no, it didn't break. It landed apparently it landed on the clasp. And I know that because there wasn't a mark. There was not a mark on the watch.
Behold the horological miracle performed.
How many miracles do I need to become a saint?
Well, let's just worry about getting you Pope first. Pope first.
Okay. Well, yeah, for the punters, the running gag is Clyde wants me to replace Archie as yeah. Okay. But the clasp, there was nothing, it wasn't bent or anything. It just didn't close easy. So I fixed it, bent it, played with it a little bit, got it fixed. And at that time, that particular watch was in fairly heavy rotation. Now I kept track of the time of it.
Significant horological repairs just using his hands.
And
the fucking watch strap.
Oh my God, you're funny. You're in fine fettle today, my fine feathered friend. So anyway, let me look. Long and the short was, it was fine, and it kept perfectly good time. Nothing changed, but it was a fouled watch. Okay, it was vicious. It was vinyl. It had bad memories, bad juju, and I sold it. Okay, I sold it. And later, a long time later, I did a rebuy because I wound up missing it. But the fact is that I have great OCD about watches and damage. So I think if I dropped the Rolex, I would have to sell it, which would be really, really sad because I would just be constantly looking at it as like ruined, spoiled, just so. I've always wanted to make the following video. Given that I take this and all my watches into the bathroom, the shower all the time, what I could tell you is I've developed a stupid, easy little technique, which I am going to show you right now. And if you do what I'm going to show you, you're never going to drop your watch. Unhook your watch. Now, by the way, this only works for bracelets, okay? Or straps, rubber straps, if they're on a deployant, but I don't like those. So we're talking stainless steel right now, okay, guys? Open your watch. Spread your little hands.
Deploy clasps are an abomination to the new pontiff.
Wouldn't it be funny if right now the thing fell off my hand? But you just spread your hand like that, and then you can dab, and then I go underneath the watch, and then I put it right, and then I just clasp it right back on, but it never leaves the watch. And I've got my hands spread open like,
You mean
so
never
that
wrist?
it never leaves the wrist. And not only that, I'm creating a scenario where my fingers make it too wide to come off the wrist. So I've never physically removed a watch from and you know what? I do that wherever I am. If I need to just deal with a watch or adjust it, or I want to, just rub my wrist and get it off of me for a moment. I'm like uber crazy, weirdly careful about that. If I'm in the bedroom, I make it a habit, because I got hardwood floors. I make it a habit to just stand over the bed, because like if you're going to drop a watch, you dropped it only 1 foot onto a rubber pad. No big deal.
Now, Blue Shirt Buddha has a good question.
Blue Shirt Buddha has a very good question, according to the disciple Judas. Go ahead, Judas. I mean,
At Mark Goldberg. Okay, and by the way, Blue Shirt, just change that to @NewWatchPope.
There you go.
As the new pontiff, will there be prolonged bouts of the black dog of depression, carpet beetles, or gouging out on KFC? Well, you see, Mark has the black dog of depression, but besides being the new pontiff, he's also a dog trainer. So the black dog of depression is trained.
Well, Ron doesn't take his watches off to sleep, shower, play tennis, make babies, all that stuff. I'm a lot like that. But if you have to, anyway, so that's how I deal with watches in the shower. Yeah. Now, Alex asks the following question. He says, wouldn't you be tempted to keep the SD43, the 43 millimeter Redline Sea Dweller, over a black sub? Because in a prior video, I talked about
anniversary edition
selling the Sea Dweller 43, but keeping the black sub. And, here's how I view that sort of matchup. I have a James Cameron 44. I have the Sea Dweller 43, and then some subs. But the James Cameron...
And you also have the Polar Explorer 42.
Correct. Yeah, but that's thinner, so it's like that's easy to wear, right? But in the difficult to wear category, meaning it's just like thick and sort of a little, inhumane to wear, like you just worry about banging it and it's kind of heavy and it just won't let you forget that it's there. That'd be the James Cameron and the 43 millimeter Sea Dweller. I have two in that category, just watches that are big, badass, manly watches. But the James Cameron has that dial, right?
You guys, I'm still waiting for that $20 super chat for Mark to stay on this channel until 7 o'clock.
There you go, Clyde. Yeah, you're falling down on the job here. So, I mean, I think really to be a pontiff, you got to get a super chat or two. So the James Cameron has that incredible dial. It is, to this day, the only Rolex that has been officially named by Rolex for a human being. Like every other nickname given to a watch are Batman and Hulk and all those. Those are collector nicknames, but Rolex named the James Cameron. So that's a very unusual thing. And my reference number was only manufactured for less than 3 years. So I feel like because of that, it's a keeper. Whereas the Sea Dweller 43 millimeter, my guess is they're just going to crank them out for years to come. And I could always get a new one if I need it, but I'm not sure it's the keeper. Now, mind you, again, everything is pending the announcements in September that Rolex, because if Rolex says, hey, this 43 millimeter Sea Dweller, it was a mistake, we're going down to 42 millimeters on it, and we're going to make it out of titanium, then my 43 red line becomes something, right? Or maybe they take the red off the red line, and now it doesn't have the, something silly could happen that makes me look at it in a new light and fall in love with it. Because
I don't think they will, and here's why. Because if they do that, then as you correctly pointed out, being the new pontiff, that would make the first couple of years worth more than subsequent years. And Rolex doesn't give a shit about the value you get out of the watch. They only care about the value they get out of the watch when they sell it.
I think that's a fair assessment, but nonetheless, you just don't know what they're going to do, right? Because like that, look at the Sea Dweller 4000. How long did that last? Was that 2-3 years?
Very short amount of time.
It was very, very short. And my reference number on the James Cameron lasted 2.5 years. Now
they have made watches that lasted barely over a year.
Like what?
Oh, the Rolex 1530.
Yeah, well, you're going back in time, back in the Wayback Machine.
The new pontiff can turn back time with affiliation and admiration for Cher.
So you're in fine form tonight, Clyde. Are you going to be nice to the pontiff tonight? Like you're You're supposed to pick a day a week and be nice to him. Is this the day?
No.
You sound pretty sure about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor Archie. I'm afraid he's going to be in for it. So, let's see.
I have been icing my fists, all day in anticipation.
Really? Here, should I bring this to the? I'll bring this to the party. That's even bigger than mine. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Take that. Look, it's even got a convenient receptacle for, So do your job, Clyde. Do your job. Why do I got to tell you to do your job? Oh, look at Blue Shirt Buddha's just named me the new pontiff.
Oh, hail the new pontiff. Well, yeah, that's actually a couple cardinals. Well, yeah.
Clyde has convinced people to send me money. As I can't do it, Clyde. You do the golf.
Wayne Kerr, on the other hand, please do not be nice to the pontiff. Obviously, he means the old outgoing pontiff.
I see. Well, he said no. Anyway, thank you for
No. He said, please do not be nice to the pontiff. Obviously, he means no.
Oh, yeah. Wait, well, yeah, but I think he means the old pontiff.
Yeah, the old outgoing pontiff.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Wayne Kerr, you do a fine job of fisting the pontiff in the comments for free.
Oh yeah.
But if you paid $1 or $2 to do them, they would get noticed more.
They would also hurt Archie more.
That's true. Although he might. I think he does. Okay. So listen, here's the thing. We don't know what they're going to do.
Guys, we only need $15 more for Mark to stay on until 7 o'clock.
Now, Clyde, we're not rebel streaming.
Yes,
you know what's really funny is I put the giant fist down, like this. So when I was like looking onto my desk, I kept seeing it like this. And I just thought it looked really funny. I think it would be better if I put it down like this, just so I don't have that same. Guys, what it is it's the world's best drink cooler. Now, Clyde, you know the secret, so I don't want you to say it.
Okay.
But I want the punters to guess in the comments who gave me this. This was a gift.
Who gave Mark the fist?
Yeah, who gave me the fist?
Okay. Also, please super chat your answers.
Go on, Clyde, clever. Okay. In Clyde, is it September 1 that they're going to do the Rolex does their announcements? What day exactly is it going to be?
I've just been hearing September. Then again, I don't have nearly as many moles as you do.
Well, Blue Shirt Buddha, he called it. Crappy Luxury gave me the fist. So thank you, Crappy, for the fist. Literal and figurative.
Yeah.
That was before he disliked me.
Super chat.
Look at that, Clyde.
So we're only $10 away. $10 more, and Mark will stay.
Dan Radke Nanza. Thanks, fellas, for the years of quality content. And we're happy to be here. Dan, thank you.
$10 more.
Thank you for Clyde. Stop. We're not staying. Thank you. Well, we'll be here for another 20 minutes. Thank you for your contribution, Dan Radke, to the dog food funds. Little Scooter can have an extra kibble tomorrow for breakfast.
Now, actually, I think another $10 we should not only extend it till 7 o'clock, we should also have on Blue Shirt Buddha as well.
Well, we'll have to do that one of these days, but I don't know as I'm ready to. I'm not ready for a schism in the. I'm not ready for a schism in the church. So here's the thing, guys.
I've heard you always ready for. Oh wait, you said schism.
It's a very timely moment for Matt Stevens to pop into the comments and say he's waiting for an Austin Daniels Pool comment, and just as you were playing on the word schism and its potential meaning.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't really want to be ignored in the comments. So, he's sort of like flaunting his boyfriendship with, good to see you, Matt. Glad to hear it. Matt, stay tuned because I'm going to send you a link to $10.
All right.
Matt, I'm gonna send you a link to the Archie show. So hopefully you'll join us there. Dan Radke, get Buddha on board. Clyde, would you please?
I got it. I'm on top of it.
Clyde,
so on top of it.
You're on top of it?
Yes.
God. That image now involves you on top of it in tighty whities. So I'm not sure it plays the same for me as it otherwise would have. But thank you for that. I just heard the whoop.
So, guys, stay on the live stream with us until 7 p.m. Central Time.
Well, until 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
No. It's
Yeah.
No, because it's already.
Yeah. Well, you said 7 p.m. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I don't think it'll be 7:30 Eastern time but the pontiff is always late. He'll be late.
That's true. Yeah. So we can stay until 7 p.m.
We'll stay on until somebody in the comments tells me that the pontiff has gone live. Now, guys, you're going to have to help me out in the comments here. And what I'm talking about is Clyde won't tell me when Archie goes on, so you'll have to do it for me. Whoa, says NATO. Okay. Anyway, what I've been trying to say is I've been trying to spit it out is you're going to make a comment about that comment, Clyde? Spit it out.
No.
I'm going to spit out a schism. So
Hey.
Here we go.
I didn't think you were a spitter.
Rolex, nice people. Okay. Rolex is going to make what is that noise that you do, Clyde? What is that noise?
What noise?
The one where you hit your microphone with something. Are you touching it with something?
Yes. You want to guess what it is?
Not really.
Okay.
So he has one of those little small lavalier mics. Rolex going to make announcements. Guys, tell me in the comments. I believe it's September 1st. It's coming up really fast. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is we don't know what they're going to do, and I don't want to sell any Rolex until I know what they're doing, because if they're discontinuing things, radically altering things, that could change the short-term value of some of my watches and yours too. So we just need to wait and see. For example, people have been calling for $10. Oh my God, that hurts. Oh! $10 from Wayne Kerr. Here's to the new pontiff. Well, Wayne Kerr. Thank you. I will be waiting for the.
Actually, guys, if you come up with any more super chats, I think I have a new notification sound. Okay.
Oh, good God! I'm afraid to know what that is. Clyde, stop touching your mic. Stop touching it, Clyde. Stop touching it.
I like the touch.
I'd like to know, does it come with that big hat and the shoes? Because and the robes. Like I'd like to know what I get out of this. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. The dog food fund thanks you. So we don't know what's going to happen. Look, people are talking. Don't make me mute you, Clyde, mostly because you can unmute yourself too easily. People have been talking about minor changes in the Submariner, little dinky change of lugs, which is something that I predicted because I had a source, and everybody is predicting the change from the 3125 to the 3235. New movement, right? Longer power reserve, better shock resistance, a little more anti-magnetism. Those are going to be fairly minor changes. I don't think they'll be super distinct to the eye. But what if Rolex surprises us by doing something far more radical to the Submariner? Like, let's say
a special edition of some sort.
Yeah, just something crazy. Well, that could have a definite $15. Is that your version of a Gregorian chant, Clyde?
Yes.
Roger Alvarado. What's upsetting is I can actually pronounce most everything in these super chats. Like, I don't feel quite like a pontiff. Roger Alvarado, when do you foreskin the Rolex pieces losing their value? I have 17 total. Wow. Most are steel, but 5 are solid gold. Also, wow. And if I wanted to cash out, when would you say is the right time? Now or still keep it parked? Blue Shirt Buddha, welcome to the stream.
Good evening, Your Holiness.
Thank you. Stop that.
Hi, Clyde.
Stop that. I support the. No, all right. Thanks, guys. There's no fighting it. I'll be inducted soon. Do we have to kill the old Pope or just retire him?
We send him to Elba.
I think that's what the Catholics. No, that's what they did with Napoleon. So, but where did they park Benedict? The old Pope.
In the back.
That's Archie's already in the back. Okay. Listen.
Actually,
so
we're going to do it Chinese style and just simply nail the door of the studio shut.
I think we should all answer this super chat. It's a thoughtful one. Blue Shirt, give your advice. Then Clyde, then me.
When do you foresee Rolex pieces losing their value? I have 17 total. Well, God bless, Roger. Most are steel, but 5 are solid gold. If I wanted to cash out, when would you say is the right time? Now or still keep it parked? I am a firm believer of if you love it, keep it. If you don't love it, get rid of it. If you're going to sell Rolex, I mean, now's as good a time as any. It's going to keep going up, at least from what I see. But keep what you love. If you don't love a watch, what use is it sitting in a bank safe or in a watch box?
Save one for the kids.
Less is more.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you, man. Clyde, what do you think of Roger?
Well, yeah, my answer is pretty similar to Blue Shirt. I'm sorry, to Cardinal Buddha. Now, I think.
But isn't that a contradiction in terms? Isn't that mixing religions?
Said the Jewish Pope.
Yeah, well, there's a good. You know what? Fair point. Fair point.
The counselor rests his case.
He does. He's a sharp little bugger.
But
there's no carpet beetle in that brain.
And the new Pope will let you tithe wholesale.
All right, let's go. Keep going. We're gonna get the communion wafers cheaper, guys. We're gonna make our own.
Well, again, I think Blue Shirt nailed it. I think if you really love the watch, you should cherish it and honor it like the new Pope. On the other hand, if you don't like it anymore, you should forego it and forbear it like the old outgoing Pope.
All right. Well, here's what I think. I'm with Blue Shirt on this. Clyde, quit hitting the microphone. Oh my God. So what you want to do is I would save a few pieces of what you most like. My sense is you probably gotten a little bit older. Are you 70 plus? You got a little older now, or if you're a young guy, if you're young, by young, I mean like 50 or under, just hang on to them. They're going to go nowhere but up. But if you're in your 60s or 70s, I might think about divesting, just, save maybe the 5 things that you love and wear the most. And if you don't love and wear them, then sell them all. But pick a few that you love and have sentimental value and attachment to, and keep those and wear them. But what I would do is, thank you, Clyde, and I'll go to that one in a moment. But what I would do is I would call. I recently had some email back and forth with David SW, because again, I'm getting quotes for stuff that I want to sell. These are guys that you could sell to. So I would write or contact
New Pope.
a few.
New Super Pope.
Yeah. So get quotes from like David SW, Federico, and Tim Masso, and then take your best deals. And that's how I would sell those things. So I think you could do that. Well, we got to do a little bit of catch up. Kermit the Frog, $1.99.
Super chat for Mark.
Clyde, I think you want to read that one because you'll like it.
Oh, I think. Well, only with your benediction, Your Holiness.
Yeah. Well, then go ahead. I give you my full blessing. Go right ahead.
Wayne Kerr, $5. You want to highlight it?
No. It's what's highlighted is the one that we're on right now.
Oh, the new pontiff tells Rolex what to do.
No. Read it in the Pope voice. Come on, man.
The new pontiff tells Rolex what to do.
Here we go. Roger Alvarado is 38 years old. Roger Alvarado, if I were you, I would keep that stuff. Then that for me it colors it, but I would wear it. And if they're in the bank, rotate them. In and out, but wear some of that stuff. But again, like, do you have a 401k? Do you have a stock portfolio? Did you put all your spare income into Rolexes? Do you have a mortgage? Are you paying consumer debt, but you own all these Rolexes? If so, I would sell some and pay that down. So, like a lot depends. But at your age, boy, I'll tell you this much. They're going to be worth more when you're 60 than they are right now, but they probably won't be worth more than Tesla or, blue chip stocks or the S&P 500. So don't think of them as an investment, and think of it as a really enjoyable hobby where you ideally don't lose your ass.
The new Pope uses his headphones to talk directly to God.
And Blue Shirt. Wayne Kerr, $5. I have to keep what you love philosophy with the wife and kids. Some think I ride solo. Under the house lie the get rid of what you don't like remnants. Oh, under the house lie the get rid of what you don't like remnants. So, you're basically going with the John Wayne Gacy philosophy of, love, marriage, and dating. The
new Pope, $500 for a papal indulgence.
$500. I don't think anybody's going to.
Super chat $10 to the new Pope for him to get a smoking pocketbook.
No, that's the flaming purse.
Oh, the flaming purse.
Get it right.
My apologies.
As you know, I write books with monks and priests and people at a monastery, and they pull out the burning purse, as I like to call it. They pull out the burning purse twice a day at vespers in the afternoon, matins in the morning, and it smells really good. A couple of altar boys got arrested in Spain for pulling the incense and substituting big chunks of marijuana, going through the church.
Nice.
With the censer. It's called a censer, I believe, like filling the place up with. And what's funny is marijuana is, weed is, it's legal in Spain, has been since like the 80s. But I think there's something about defiling the church that, kind of messed it up for them. So, well, what a lucky thing to have all those Rolexes. If they're not harming anything in your life, then keep them. If they're obsessing you and making you crazy, then sell them. But at the age of 38, I think I'd be tempted to keep some of my, my more collectible ones. So here's a guy who criticizes me. Let me read it. He says, Goldberg wants a Panda Daytona, but doesn't want to pay the premium price, and then encourages viewers to pay the premium if they really want one. And he says, of course, he wants to make sure he can double his money when he's ready to flip. Well, let me break this down. First, it's silly that I'm encouraging you guys to pay a premium if you want one, so that I can double my money if and when I flip it. I don't need you to buy one. If I manage to get a Daytona at retail, I don't need you. What's your name? Let me see. Who are you, sir? You are John G. And John, I don't need you to support my habit. I'm doing just fine all on my own. But let's break down. There is some meat in the first part of that.
The new pontiff is excommunicating John G.
I think Clyde was just either having a seizure or he broke into some kind of like rap beat.
I was trying to help the new pontiff break it down.
Oh, I see. Wiki. Well, anyway, I have a good relationship with an authorized dealer as to where it is not a sure thing, but it may be possible for me to get a Daytona at retail. Some people get the Daytona at retail. Not every authorized dealer, mugs the punters and makes them buy $100,000 worth of stuff they don't want to get a Daytona. There are some who don't do that. There are plenty who do, and maybe most of them do. I can't really answer that question, but there are some really humane, decent people in the jewelry business. It's like any other business, Clyde, you're so muffled I can't even understand.
Yeah, you're too muffled.
Clyde, I have no idea what you're doing there, but some I've dealt with a variety of authorized dealers in my life, and some of them are mean, vicious, violent, and nasty. But the guys at James & Son, it's not just because they're nice to me. I've sent punters, customers, subscribers there. Call Brian at James & Sons in Orland Park in Illinois if you're in the market, and just use my name. It doesn't mean you're going to get what you want, but it means he'll be nice to you, and he's the store manager. And I think that this is the key point. You want to be, as collectors, we want to be taken seriously. We just don't want to be lied to. And I mean, this is not a commercial for these guys. There are lots of authorized dealers, and if you have a relationship with one that you like, great, keep it. I'm just telling you a little bit about my experience. And so I may
that you support the new pontiff.
I may luck out and get a Daytona at MSRP.
Nice. Super chat.
I sure hope so. I'm going to come back and finish with this. David and Nanza, $5 Canadian. I've had my sub no date for 18 years. I still like it. Should I keep it? Will it go up in value? So you have a pre-ceramic. I don't know exactly which one you have. Stick it in the comments. Do you have a 14060 or a 14060M? Those have been popping up. So the answer is yes, I think it will. It's not old enough to be old, but it's getting there. And as Clyde likes to say, if it's only one reference number out of date, it goes down in value. When it's 2 or 3 reference numbers out of date, what happens, Clyde?
If it's the last reference, it's yesterday's fish. If it's 2 reference numbers ago, it's tomorrow's collectible.
There you go. So, and that's probably a good 2-3 reference numbers ago. So I would expect that it would.
Quoted the new pope when I said that.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I would keep it. I think it'll be popping up a little bit. So, but why? But I'm stumbling. Here's the thing. Why do I say it's worth the premium if you really want one? Because it's going to hold. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you should want to pay the premium. I would rather, if I can't get it at MSRP, I'm not going to buy it at all, right? And here's the reason why. It's just not worth $22,000, $23,000 to me. Do I think the Panda Daytona is beautiful? Do I want to own one? Do I want to see if I can tell time with it? All the above is true. You know, I really am fascinated by the ceramic bezel on it. I think it'll change the owner experience of that watch a lot and for the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really, really want one. To me, it is not worth the premium, but that has to do with, my relative net worth and what money means to me and, what I can do with money.
No, I know what you're saying. If you have to have it,
right,
then who are any of us to say, no? But I'm with you, Mark. At least for me, I'm not a huge Daytona fan.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Panda, but I would not be willing to pay the premium.
No, and as Dan Tillerman just said, 22,000. David SW has them at 26. Listen, my 22 was based on looking at them like a month ago, 6 weeks ago. It's unbelievable what's happening right now. We're having this steady prices going crazy. I think they'll retrench a little bit unless they do something to it at the announcements. Then maybe it'll, leap from there. Like I made videos 3 and 4 months ago, telling people buy Hulk, buy it now. You could have bought them when I was making those videos 3 and 4 months ago for 13 to 13.5. And what are they now? 17, And if they discontinue it in 2 weeks,
forget it.
It's going to be 20.
Yep.
It's going to get stupid. Timing is everything. So, but look, here's the
new
thing.
pontiff has issued his edict.
I have. The papal bull says, buy what you like. And the thing is that the Daytona has been steadily creeping upward. Maybe it just shot upward a little. So 26, that would be a toughie for me. But if you can find one in the $22,000, $24,000 range, and I think you can, then here's what I'm saying. When you sell it, you're not going to lose a lot. You might lose a little. You might make a little, but you're not going to lose a lot. And that's really the key point. If you're going to go below $25,000, oh my God, that's a lot of money on a watch. At least you want to buy a watch where the thing is saleable for roughly what you bought it for. That is not the case when you go below 25 grand on an Aldi Mal Piguet or on a Vacheron et Constantin. And the pontiff is finding right now that Patek Philippe, it's unsellable. Merde, Scheiße. You cannot sell this stuff.
Heed the pronouncements of Marcus Maximus.
And the reason that you cannot sell this stuff is there's only one reason. What's the reason, Clyde? What's the reason, Blue Shirt?
That you're the new pontiff.
No. Why can't you sell Aldi Piguet, Vacheron et Constantin et Patek Philippe, even though they are the holy trio? They have been
cursed by the old Pope.
Because they are not what? What are they not?
Steel Sports.
They are not Rolex. They are not Rolex. This is Sparta. Okay. They are not Rolex. And Rolex. In times of trouble, okay, there are several things that become like currency. Toilet paper, tuna fish, bottled water, rice, lentils, dried peas, and Rolex. Okay, these are the only things. Did anybody ever say that a Vacheron et Constantin will get you out of jail in any continent? No. If you piss off a tie hooker and she's about to crack your skull, okay, with one of those high heels that the prior pontiff loved to shove down his throat, are you going to buy her off with a royal oak? She won't even be able to pronounce Aldi Mal Piguet.
I believe the term for that is stiletto.
Rolex. Oh my God, Clyde. Would you type that in the comments? We need to see that in writing because...
Alert. We have a Minotaur sighting.
We have a Minotaur sighting, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to conclude this broadcast, this Rebel stream.
Pontiff, I believe people have paid you to stay until 7.
I believe you lying about that. The new pontiff declares that we're going to go join the old pontiff. We're going to go see Benedict And we're going to see if he needs to be in the garden or, what are we going to do with him? Hang on. Let me look and see if he sent me a link yet. Clyde, did he send us a link?
No link yet.
No link. Oh, well, then, you know what? The heck with him. We're going to stay on.
Rebel Wilson stream.
That's right. Until he sends us a link. Because what I'm saying is, if he wants us to join him, then send us a link. And it's the second I get a link, I'm there. Until that point, Oh, wait, I got to find it. Clyde, what is the name of the damn?
What's my name?
The problem with WhatsApp is there's like 17 different groups. We have the Archie Luxury LGBTQA group. We have the Cardinals group. And we have
just got
the
the link.
Group. The link has just come through. We're going to go, Clydesy. I love you. Thank you for joining.
I know you just
take care.
Oh, we're still on.
Yes, we are.
Okay. We're going to stay on and support the new Pope.
Even though he's not here.
La 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 la. You want to stay on, Blue Shirt?
Nah, we better go. We better go pay homage to the old Pope. Yeah, I know, but this is Mark's channel. If he's not here.
Yeah, but he's not here. On the other hand, we can be here support. Look, is it any really difference than how Archie treats you on his live stream?
Leaving me to go for a bathroom break.
Yeah, and meanwhile he returns like a pizza and 5 beers later.
True. Yeah, I know, but we better go over there.
Hold on, let me.
I'll see you over there. Take care, fellas.
What's the stream going? You left your live stream on. You go back to it and then press the end button, Your Holiness.
See you later.